I'm Chronix from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your AEW Dynamite for October 14th, 2020. It is the anniversary show. Can you believe it? AEW Dynamite has been on the air for one entire year. That means that I have been doing these reviews for a whole year, every single one of them, and we are back again here to talk about this show. It's the anniversary show, so we should be expecting some good things. First off, we have the Tag Team Championships, and they are on the line. The Best Friends are challenging FTR, and FTR are the AEW champions, the AEW Tag Team Champions, that is, and they got totally Blanchard, and they think so much about these two tag teams that, well, they didn't give these two guys entrances for whatever reason. You would think with the level of popularity and the amount of stars that some of these guys gets in their matches, it would be an important piece of the presentation. But no, they said, shoot the fireworks, put these guys in the ring, and let them do their matches. And hey, FTR in the ring, I'm not going to complain about that. Oh, Super Serpents, you're up in the chat. You're going to be doing a frog splash? Well, you know what? I don't think there was a frog splash on this entire show, so I don't want you to be sad, but there's plenty to talk about, so we're going to get to that. There wasn't at least one that I documented, but let's start this thing. FTR, they wrestle the Best Friends as if they are a legitimate threat to them. So that was kind of surprising. You got Dad Bod Chuck Taylor come in there and really start his comeback. He gets some air in this thing. FTR, they start to fight dirty at this point because why not? I guess it was taking them too long in this match. They felt like, oh, I'm not going to be able to beat the Best Friends here in this competition. So they start fighting a little bit dirty. And the Best Friends, they get some near falls, if you believe it or not. Trent comes in with a huge knee to the face, which only gets two. Only two. A knee to the face. Look, knees to the face in AEW and WWE as well. They are very devastating. Forget your tombstones. Knee to the face. It is devastating. But here, only two. But it was close, I'm trying to tell you. Chuck gets isolated, but he doesn't give up. After this, Trent, they go out into the crowd, and remember last week how they had the arcade on the outside? You had Kip Sabian. He was playing his arcade games for whatever reason. He was there with his fiancée, with Penelope Ford, and the Best Friends, I believe it was Trent. He gets thrown through the arcade machine. And it breaks, it destroys it, and they are distraught out there. Miro is not there for whatever reason. Even though he was there last week, he's suspiciously not there with the arcade. So, Kip Sabian is beside himself on this one. And Kip sends Penelope Ford backstage to go get Miro because he wasn't there for whatever reason and to bring him out. But they continue the match regardless. I don't know why Miro wasn't there. I guess he was getting ready for his next match. Whatever the case was, he wasn't there. But if he was getting ready, why wasn't his boy Kip Sabian there? We're talking about that's his best man, right? So I don't know why he was leaving him high and dry like they should have been by his side. Is all I'm saying. But FTR, they pick up the win on Chuck, and Miro comes down finally, eventually, after many minutes have passed. And I don't know why it took Penelope Ford to get there. Every other time we've seen somebody react and come to the ring, it takes them less than 30 seconds. And who knows? He must have been doing some crazy pre-match rituals in the bathroom. I have no idea. But he gets there and attacks. Chuck. He's very upset. And we see right here that Sabian is more mad than he has ever been in his life. He was just infuriated. He was furious. He had the control panel of that arcade in his hands, and he was just like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe the damage that has been done. It has been ruined. What am I going to do? I can't play my video games. I am so sad. I'm so hurt. And my heart is so broken. It was very broken. And that was just ridiculous. So we're starting off with a lot of comedy up in this Joker. Now, it's a good thing they're all reunited, because right here, right now, is the next match. It's going to be Miro and Sabian versus Sean Muda and E. Lee. I don't know. Who are these guys? I have no idea. I guess they decided maybe these guys will give the Miro and Sabian a better match than Miro's debut tag team match. Miro tosses these guys around like he should, because Miro's a big, strong man, and he's got motivation, because his little dude, his little buddy, he got his video game destroyed. And we should be very upset about that as adults in here, should we not? Yeah, Sean Muda taps, and that's pretty much all of that. And yeah, that's when they actually do the Kip Sabian promo about that. I mean, completely ridiculous. I don't even know what to say about that. Are we supposed to take this seriously? I would argue no. Backstage, we see Lance Archer as we move on. He's beating up Jon Moxley. As you may know, if you may remember from last week, Jon Moxley is going to defend his AEW Championship against Lance Archer in the main event. But I guess he couldn't wait. He just wanted to attack, and he attacked. And he attacked big time here. So the main event is in question. Are we going to see these two guys face off right now? Or are we going to see it later? Are we going to see it at all? Because we've seen so much devastation. Are they going to be able to make it to the main event? I know these are hard-fought guys. These are big competitors, whatever the case is. But, when you're putting the championship on the line and you're not at 100%, my goodness, what will one do? Now, we are reminded of the AEW Tournament that's going to be happening at Full Gear. I actually had to take a photo of this because of the amount of people involved. So the World Title Elimination Tournament, the finals are going to take place November 7th at Full Gear. You're going to have Penta L0 versus Rey Fenix. Doesn't matter who wins that bracket. Also, Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela. So obviously, Kenny Omega is going to win. And obviously, Kenny Omega is going to go to the finals. On the other side of the bracket, you got Colt Cabana and Hangman Page. Of course, Hangman Page is going to win. And then you got Jungle Boy and Wardlow. So I guess Wardlow wins, and then Hangman Page beats him. Obviously, is it not obvious to everyone? It's going to be Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. I can't imagine them doing anything else besides that. But tournaments aplenty, because that's how we do it down in AEW. But one of the things that is great about AEW is we get to see some mic time, or get to hear some mic time. We get to hear, we get to see, we get them both. And I guess if you're there, you get to feel it and smell it. Maybe even touch it. Well, maybe not now, but maybe someday in the future. It's MJF. He's in the ring, and he's getting his mic time. He invites Jericho. He lets everybody know that he's accomplished more in this year than anybody watching this show has in their whole life. Well, he wasn't talking about me or you. He was talking about whoever was actually in the arena. Just to clarify, he invites Jericho down because they've been doing their banter, and Jericho comes down with his posse, with his inner circle. Sammy last week did not get his own jacket because MJF forgot it, or he said Wardlow forgot it. But now Sammy has gotten his jacket, and just like the crappy stepdad giving a present, I don't know, he gives Sammy, or he had gave Sammy his jacket, and he's like, put it on, man, put it on. And Sammy's like, I don't want to put it on. I don't want to put it on. I don't want to. And he finally puts it on, and of course the jacket is way too big. And MJF is like, it looks great on you. It just looks amazing. And yes, my shirt. Thank you. The Super Serpents. It does look quite amazing, doesn't it? It's a good shirt. I love this shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts, actually. So I wore it today, and I'm wearing it right now. All right. Well, he calls out Jericho. Jericho comes down, and of course, people sing Jericho's song as he comes down. And yeah, MJF puts over Jericho's body and his hair. He wants to touch his hair. And I thought, is he being serious, or is he like subtly making fun of Jericho's body? Which I must say, Jericho had some abs this week. So good work on him. I'm glad that he's been working on that because his body's been a little sus, if you know what I'm saying. But... and his hair is looking a little stringy. I'm just saying, when I get Jericho's age, I might have to chop it. But I think my hair might be a little more fabulous than Jericho's. I'm just saying. Just saying. But if not, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I just don't want some MJF roasting me live on television when I'm 49 years old. But lucky enough for me and you and everyone else, there's a long time before I get there. Well, yeah, there's a long time. So, anyways, Jericho says, cut this, the BS. Let's get to the meat of this thing. What do you actually want? Why are you putting me over like this, etc.? Yeah, MJF says, we're both piranhas. They're predators, which I was like, that's a weird thing to say. I wouldn't use that as as something positive to say about somebody. But anyways, MJF says, look, I'm having a hard time saying it, but I want to join the inner circle. So he finally said it. He finally popped the question after all this time. I mean, shoot, if Kip Sabian can pop the question to Penelope Ford, I'm pretty sure MJF can pop the question to Jericho, which, by the way, I mean, if you had to pop the question to Penelope Ford, maybe it wouldn't be so hard. Maybe it would. Who knows? But Chris Jericho says, believe it or not, I'm not making this up, what I'm about to say. You're gonna think that I'm just making stuff up. I know sometimes I'll be saying stuff that happened on the show, and if you didn't watch it, you'll be saying, Chronics, there's no way this happened. But yes, it did. Next week, Jericho has invited MJF to a steak dinner. Do you want to have a steak dinner? Do you want to have a steak dinner? You're on. So yes, MJF, he agrees to a steak dinner. Chris Jericho is taking MJF to a steak dinner next week. Oh, but it gets worse. Britt Baker is interviewed by Tony Schiavone, and I say worse, but it actually was pretty funny. I was thoroughly entertained. I'm slightly embarrassed to admit it, but this was good because Britt Baker is awesome, and Tony Schiavone is awesome. So Britt is interviewed by Tony. With Britt, she's got like the little facial mask or whatever that is. I don't know. I don't do that, so I don't know what that is. So, but she's got this thing on. She's being interviewed. She can't really see. She takes her little mask off, and Britt freaks out when she sees that Tony doesn't have a shirt on. They're in a salon. I don't know. They're getting massaged or something. I don't know. It's not something I do on my Saturdays, but. She's like, what, Tony, are you naked? What is going on here? And then they cut to Tony getting his chest waxed like it's the 40-year-old virgin, which I got to admit, it was pretty funny. Tony was screaming. But here's the thing. This would have been great YouTube content, and it probably should have been. But, if they just wanted to make people laugh, they succeeded. It was funny. And, Britt Baker's in a place where I think it's okay. I like their little palling around. They're kind of friends, but they don't really like each other. But, they have fun together, even though, they're kind of like, I don't really like you. But, some people are fun to hang out with. So I guess that's what they did. And, yeah, we find out that Britt Baker is back in action. This was very weirdly put together, the way it was edited, the way it was presented. It was disjointed. It was heavily just sliced. It didn't even make sense. You even had to have Tony Schiavone on the back end afterwards do like an audio fill-in, or they did it live or whatever, saying that Britt Baker's going to be back in action next week, which I thought was weird. It's like you went through all of this and you didn't even get the actual meat of the information of where this is going or what the purpose of this is. Next up, we have the AEW TNT Championship on the line. Orange Cassidy has challenged Cody, who is the TNT champion. And for whatever reason, Cody is back to the blonde hair, so that he's a good guy, I guess. The black hair was just, you beat me up and I was mad, so now I'm back and with a vengeance, but now I got my I don't know. Like, what was the point of that? But he's got Brandy on his side and Arn Anderson, and we see Darby Allin. He's watching from the top of the arena, just like Sting would back in the day in WCW with the face paint and everything. I mean, it was very reminiscent of old WCW times. But hey, that was like, what, 25 years ago? So I think by this time, it's fair game to rip it off. 25 years has passed. You have a lot of people watching this show who weren't even born. So you know what? Screw it. Steal it. Rip it off. Sting is retired. You can do it. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. They make a big deal in commentary about will Orange Cassidy actually lock up and lock horns with Cody here, which I didn't realize that he didn't do that. But yeah, it totally makes sense because he always just puts his hands in his pockets. I can't even hate on Orange Cassidy. The way they put the matches together with him. I mean, it's silly, no doubt, but it always makes logical sense. So this was good. I liked it. The Dark Order, for whatever reason, decided that they wanted to be in the crowd. So I guess there's no crowd rules, just whoever wants to be in the crowd can be in the crowd, which presented a problem because Silver tries to come in and hit the TNT Championship and cheat. But the whole Dark Order gets ejected, which is probably good for everyone. I'll see the Dark Order segments pop up on YouTube. And, you know, hey, if you like silly, ridiculous nonsense, the Dark Order has a lot of it. But Cassidy, he's a good guy, you know, so he gives the belt back to Arn Anderson. It's like, I'm not going to hit him with it. And Darby's still watching up top like a crow as things start looking bad for Orange Cassidy. But Orange Cassidy, I got to say, like, he's got some moves. He's got some technical prowess with him. So that's great. You know, it's kind of surprising sometimes the amount of variations he can pull out on somebody, getting him in a crucifix pin or whatever. 4 minutes left in this match. It's a 20-minute time limit, and he gets the Taka Michinoku driver, which I always love to see. And Orange Cassidy, it's not enough. He only gets 2. And Orange drops Cody on the apron, and it looks like he would have got 3, but they're on the outside. They get back inside. Orange Cassidy hits the beach break on the inside, only gets 2. So he's trying everything he possibly can. When he does try, it works. You know, when he doesn't try, well, he's just got his hands in his pockets. But anyways, yeah, he goes for the pin. Orange looks like he's going to win, and the time runs out. Oh, what a finish. So I actually liked it. I thought it was really good. But, I hope that you liked it a lot, because in 2 weeks, we're going to be seeing the exact same match again. I'm not a huge fan of AEW just saying, hey, we'll just do the match again. You know, sometimes I feel like you should move on. I don't think that they're really planning on doing a lot with this, but Orange Cassidy is different and he stands out, and you got to capitalize on that. So you got to do something with him, and that's what they've chosen to do. We get a status update on the main event. It's still going to happen, and it's going to be a no DQ match after we get another big attack right here where Moxley attacks Lance Archer, big breakup, whatever. Okay. Matt Hardy, he's with his family ringside. They drove this man out there again, unless they pre-recorded this, which they totally could have done last week or some other time. But then Sammy Guevara pops up on the screen, and for whatever reason, he's extremely serious now. Even though earlier in the night we saw him be completely ridiculous and silly. It was like, I can't put on my jacket. It looks so stupid because it's too big for me. Ugh. And here he's like, I beat you with an inch of your life. I was the one who attacked you. It wasn't Jericho, who was the obvious guy who had the bat in his hand. It was me, because I don't like you, and I'm going to damage you, and I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to end your career. And I mean, he was being very serious, right? But I mean, dude, like 2 segments ago, you were being a petulant child with his stepdad. I mean, the tonal shift. How are you supposed to buy that? I don't get it. Anyways, they're going to have a match and it's going to happen at some point. So let's all put in positive vibes and hope that this man does not get hurt again, that Matt Hardy can go through this match without getting hurt. Anyways, we got Tony in the ring and he's announcing a number 1 contender 4-way drawing. They're going to draw tag teams to see who's going to be in a 4-way for the number 1 contendership for the tag. Oh my goodness, stop with this madness. Why can't they just do things in a more linear fashion instead of just being like, hey, you, and you. Okay, now we're going to put you in a tournament and we're going to put all these people in there and then we're going to have a number 1 contendership and then whoever wins that is going to do this. And oh my goodness. Stop it with this insanity. Well, the people they picked are Private Party, Dark Order, Butcher and Blade, Young Bucks. And yeah, then the Young Bucks, they kick Butcher and Blade, then Private Party, and who freaking cares? Next up, it's AEW Women's Championship. It's Big Swole challenging Cheetah. I like both of these ladies. They got some good moves. I like their look. Cheetah hits a big knee, because big knees are devastating, and Sheeta wins, and Nyla Rose has a big boo-boo face on the outside as she watches on. When are we going to finally see that match with Sheeta and Nyla Rose? Obviously, it's going to happen because they keep alluding to it. But it's been so long. They show Sean Spears, and he's talking about Scorpio Sky. Apparently, he's been stalking them. I remember this happening maybe once, maybe twice. Maybe I looked at my phone when it was happening. I did not know this was a thing. But apparently, it's a thing that they're doing. I don't have a problem with them feuding. I think Scorpio Sky is going to be a big deal someday. But weird. A stalking angle? Eddie Kingston is on commentary for the main event. Let's get to the main event. Are you ready for the main event? This is the 1-year anniversary. Who's freaking excited for 1 year of AEW Dynamite? It's been a silly, crazy ride, has it not? And they still got plenty of years to go because they got contracts, baby. All right. Eddie Kingston, he's on commentary. I'm down with that because I love his voice. Unfortunately, he puts himself over the whole time, which is quite annoying. All right, it's a no disqualification match for the AEW Championship right here. It's Lance Archer with Jake Roberts versus the AEW champion of Jon Moxley. And yeah, the fighting, it begins immediately. They just go fist to cuff right here. Lance goes outside, he gets wood, and Jake looks constipated. I don't know what that look was supposed to be. Moxley finds himself in danger of going through tables, but they bring that action back inside of the ring. Trash cans aplenty, chairs aplenty. You got steel, you got wood, you got it all. It's everywhere. It's no disqualification, so why freaking not? But they end up hitting, Jon Moxley does, the paradigm shift through 2 tables, and that has to be all right. He brings Lance Archer back inside of the ring. You got to pin him inside of the ring, in the center of the ring, and he hits another paradigm shift, and Lance Archer kicks out. Did they mean to do that? Because they've been building up all this time that everybody who gets this move, they don't kick out. For the entire run of Jon Moxley, they have done this. And then here in the main event, he just gets it done through a table, off the apron, through 2 tables, and then a second time in the ring and he kicks out? What? I just didn't understand. Archer hits a DDT and the blackout, but Moxley slides it into a pin, and Jon Moxley squeezes out a victory here and retains his title. Archer is mad. I would be mad too. And Eddie Kingston gets off a commentary, calls down his boys to go attack Lance Archer. I don't know. They try to hit him with the chair, but the big angry monster is like, no, that does not faze me whatsoever. And Eddie gets on the microphone and congratulates Moxley, as I guess Lance Archer just decided, well, I guess I should just leave now. I mean, screw this. I'll just walk out. Well, I don't know. It's just weird. But Eddie raises Moxley's hand, and he's like, I'm going to raise your hand. I like you. We were friends, whatever. We've been friends. We've been down the road together. I mean, you went to WWE or whatever. You went to the entertainment, but, it's all cool. I didn't tap out and all this stuff. I didn't actually lose to you, et cetera, et cetera. And as you can probably predict, Eddie Kingston attacks Jon Moxley. He chokes him out. Jon Moxley does not tap out, though. It wasn't a match, but you didn't see the visual tap out, which was good, smart. That would have been horrible, honestly. The refs come out to stop this thing. Eddie grabs the title. He holds it up. So does that mean we're going to see another Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley match? Why are we doing this? I don't want to see it. Is the interest there for this? Is this what people want to... Dude, we need to see more Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley matches. I mean, come on. They got history. They got so much history. They should leave it in history. But they didn't. They're gonna keep doing this. I just don't understand. I don't understand. But anyways, this match was about 60%, maybe 80% comedy. Way too much comedy in this show. Some of it was not even funny. But it was the 1-year anniversary, and it's AEW. So, I mean, it's kind of par for the course at this point. Am I right? That's 1 year. Cheers, and to another year, to another several years. I hope AEW continues to get viewers. I hope that wrestling grows. And once they're able to pack out arenas, I hope they actually do pack out those arenas. And yes, I've only been to 2 AEW Dynamite shows live, and I hope to be to many more in the future. So here's to you. Happy anniversary. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.